What was...
Come on. You got it.
Brandon?
Yo, I'm here.
You there? Okay. What do you get when you cross a joke with a rhetorical question?
I don't know.
Good one, Sodie. Brilliant.
Never heard that before.
Ever in our lives. And how clear is that audio from Brandon?
So far, so good.
Woo! Okay. Hey, applause to us. We figured that out. Only took us a year. Welcome to Second Office. Your host, Alex George, here with Doc and Sodie. First time we're recording this. What's up, guys? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Brandon, Happy New Year. Tell us about yours. They're having a hard time.
Yeah, no problems.
kidding, man.
It's mandatory for us to work on New Year's Eve in our first jobs. So
Yep.
I worked all night long at my first job, and then came home, ate a frozen pizza.
Wait, you chose to be a male stripper. That's a market. First of all, don't complain about working New Year's Eve if you are New Year's Eve, young
Good one,
man.
Sodie. Very good one.
Listen, there is a market for every body type, and I'm not ashamed.
No, there's not. Nobody wants an oil change at 11:50. That's why I worked in cars.
You know, it's amazing that Brandon actually makes more money as a male stripper out of prison.
That's right.
Well, again, bigger market.
Brandon, how's life on the outside?
It's weird.
Wait, you're
Space
out?
for activities.
He's
yeah,
out.
you know.
That's why you sound so good.
I
Yeah.
pictured kind of like Shawshank, where you'd go back to the apartment and look at the pillar in the ceiling and be like, you know what? I like 3 squares and a cut.
This works for me.
Institutionalized is the term. Dude, who doesn't want that? That's why we marry, isn't it? Someone to take care of us, tell us where to go.
That's funny if you think that's what happens when you get married.
What happens, Doc? I've never been married.
Sodie, I know,
I've never
I know,
once
I
been
know what
married.
you're
It
saying.
terrifies
I know
me.
what you're saying, and a little direction can be helpful. Can be very helpful. Brandon, how was your New Year's? Happy New Year's.
Hey, Happy New Year. New Year's is all good. Happy to be here today.
I believe that your New Year's was good because you sound so good. I feel like your New Year's went better, and we hear you better because of it.
I think it was the communication technology that we now have access to.
That helps. Sodie, New Year's.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah?
I was in bed at 9 o'clock.
So jealous.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? We had to go to Wild Mountain the next day. I went skiing for the first time in 10 years.
And you're here.
Yeah. I did not go hard enough. I honestly took it too easy because I didn't want to be sore. And I left runs on that hill. I'm going back Sunday if you guys are game.
Let's go.
George, is in?
You're going Sunday, but back by game time.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be a noon to 4:30. There's live music at Trollhagen starting 4 o'clock.
Son of a gun.
On Saturday or on Saturday. Never mind. So yeah, this is all Saturday stuff. You
What
covered?
are the difficulty of these slopes you are on?
What?
Yeah, Black Diamonds. You're doing Black Diamonds?
I went down. So Wild Mountain, for those who know, again, last hill I skied on 10 years ago, but it was this little mountain in the Tetons called Jackson Hole. Not bad.
Yeah.
That's some skiing right there.
It was gnarly. And so I realized I was coming off a 10-year slump, but I'm also going down in intensity a skosh from Jackson Hole, Wyoming to
sure.
A little bit. Yeah,
Wild
a little bit.
Taylor's Falls, Minnesota.
But only a little.
Just a skosh. But they have some black diamonds. The Wall, if you remember, if anyone's ever been to Wild Mountain, the Wall is the most famous run there probably. And they have one called The Bear, which is also a famous TV show now. So we should hashtag this episode The Bear and just play off that.
Deal.
It'll work.
All right,
Yeah.
The Bear. I'll write it down. The Bear.
Hey, TikTok guy, The Bear.
The Bear, Brandon.
The
That's
Bear.
right.
Or as Caleb Williams says, Da Bears.
The Bear.
If we say that enough times, does that trend too? Da Bears, Da Bears, Da Bears,
No,
Da Bears.
doesn't
School,
work.
school,
We can only
school.
hope.
Go, Pack, go.
As you were saying.
So, went down Da Bear because this is a family event. I'm lucky enough to be invited to these great get-togethers. Avery, I think she's about 8. Avery's like, I'll show you Wild. It's been 10 years for you. They haven't changed it in 10 years. But I'm like, this is your mountain,
Oh,
Avery.
more than
Show
10,
me
right?
around, right?
Yeah.
This gal, she's got a helmet, right? No face mask, no goggles, no poles. I'm 32 years old skiing. I have all 3 of those. I could not believe. I'm like, isn't your face frozen? How do you smile so often? Like, I have a beard.
Because they move so damn much and their blood stays circulating. That's what it is.
I think it's their skin. They haven't had Neutrogena, Proactive, and all these other products that they advertised in between episodes of Will You Date My Mom or whatever those shows were. What was that? Remember that show?
I just love that that's the show you come up
Well,
with.
Proactive
MILF
commercials.
Will you take my mom?
No, do you remember that movie?
No.
Like Date My Mom? Or that show. I'm sorry. It was
Date
on
My Mom.
MTV where contestants would go out with somebody's parents.
Oh,
No.
and then they
Date My
went.
Daughter.
Yeah.
That was a show.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
We've had somebody on this show who was a star of an MTV show, and we don't choose to spend more time researching our friends and guests in MTV.
He was not.
Gosh,
I
I
wasn't
wasn't
that
on
show.
any of that.
On that show, though.
What network did Joey show air?
Yeah, sure, it was MTV, but okay. Have you
Do you
ever
not-
have you ever done an MTV deep dive?
Yes.
I was on Comedy Central
You sure were.
briefly.
You
Blink
sure were.
182 is not equivalent to 311.
You're going back on your take.
No.
Didn't you say 311? You said
I'm
311.
Yeah, I just said Blink 182 is not equivalent to 311.
Oh,
Do you know what equivalent means?
He doesn't.
Do you know what ravel means? It's the same as unravel.
yeah, I know. You explained that one to
That
me. That's
sucks. Have we not fixed that yet?
No, so you don't. Well, haven't you like not listened to 311? You said 311 because you didn't know what it was and you didn't want to sound like a Darsh.
Still haven't heard a single song by them.
Exactly. That's what I thought.
311's a good band,
Yeah,
from what I hear.
311 is a good band. Kroll
I
Show.
haven't heard-
Sodie was on Kroll Show.
Yeah.
He got interviewed. It was very cool. Okay. So good New Year's. I feel like he got sidetracked there.
Actually, that wasn't cool. You know why? Literally, first moment in my life where I was with two other guys too famous to do a TV show, and they forced me to do it. They were like, no, we have contracts. We can't. And so this guy was like, come on, I'm friends with you guys. And they looked at me like, what does he do? I don't know, he gets high sometimes, drives us around, kind of like Turtle from Entourage. He'll do it. And I went, hell yeah, because I was unemployed.
So he took an interview from Nick Kroll as I forget the character's name.
Fabrice.
That's right.
Nick Kroll was not me.
Yep, was Fabrice.
I was just
That's
Soda.
right. Uh-huh.
I'm just glad he didn't air that whole interview because a very dear friend of mine, Becky, was mentioned quite a bit.
That's right. Oh, I forgot about that.
I was wearing a friendship bracelet that Becky had made for me in high school and then moved out to LA after her and I had somehow ended our relationship abruptly.
Yeah, good times.
I carried feelings to California that I didn't realize I had until Fabrice brought them up.
So Sodie's on Kroll Show. Sodie, New Year's. Did you finish that?
Yeah, so we went to Wild Mountain. Yeah, that's what I said.
You see how this happens?
What?
Just like that.
I forgot
Brandon!
everything we were originally talking about. I just want to know, how was it skiing in jeans? Did you enjoy it? Did it shake?
What makes you think I was in jeans?
I just had a feeling like you
What color were
ski
they?
boots.
Hang on, it was denim. I'll give you four options: black, blue, olive, and khaki.
Black.
I'm gonna go black. I'm gonna go black with cowboy boots, ski boots.
So I wore my Western work boots. I don't have cattle, so I'm not a cowboy. But yes, some would call them cowboy boots. But just to throw off the world, normally I'd wear the black jeans. I went with khakis. I will show Doc the picture right now so he can verify that I skied in khakis.
That is a long walk.
We're gonna have to share that to the Instagram page too. And while we're on
I
the
skied in khaki jeans.
and Sodie, while we're on the topic, you
He's
look
all
great.
business.
You know what the
You're great.
confidence you have to wear? Khaki jeans, if you fall once, are what? Complete. You have the color change exactly where the moisture occurred. I didn't fall once. Those khakis were the same tone of khaki showing up as I was leaving. I brought an extra pair of pants, thermals, underpants, everything. Guess what my backup color was for jeans? Black. But I wore the khakis because I told myself, you ain't gonna fall.
All right, one
I
more.
got your number.
Yeah, one more time for Sodie. All right, Doc, how's your New Year's?
I don't even know how to follow that up.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
even know.
something.
I don't even know
By
where
going
I'm at.
skiing, man. We're going
I
skiing.
don't know what's going on.
French fry or pizza.
All I know is my New Year's Eve consisted of me getting called a honky white motherfucker.
Yeah,
Wait, hang on.
sure did.
You are a honky.
Sure
You
did.
are white. Is your wife a mother?
Is this a factually
I
correct
don't
statement?
see anyone saying anything that isn't factual here, Doc.
I'm
Factually
letting you
correct
know
statement.
that it was
Facts.
inappropriate.
Well, were they not his friend? Like,
What was that again? Can you say it again? Because I just want to read something on my.
new T-shirt.
Yep.
Doc's face.
Nope.
And then underneath is what? What were you called?
Yep.
White honky mother.
Yeah, T-shirt.
T-shirt.
I'm in. Just white honky mother.
Brandon, would you wear that shirt?
It's actually my lower back tattoo.
Woo! Hey,
God, I miss you.
all right. So good New Year's.
Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Best.
My New Year's, you ask? It was good.
Did you wait? Hang on. Did you do what I do at work when you have customers think you're the worst and just go, thank you, and then move on to reality?
I laughed
Yeah,
and
you
I
gotta
said,
Did you thank him though?
I laughed and I said, okay, you still have to go.
I like to tell people you've contributed
Nothing is-
nothing but greatness to this conversation.
Nothing has changed.
Yep.
Nothing has changed. You have to go.
Oh.
My New Year's. Thanks for asking.
Why didn't you call me, man? I would have
is-
told you how
Sodie!
great you are.
Love to tell you about my New Year's.
Is this still your show?
Yeah. Yeah.
How was your week?
When we tell you about my New Year's.
Back in the day, nobody cared.
It was fine. We went out with some friends and
Did you go?
it was like a double date. We did a double date.
You? Yeah, not me.
Yeah, no.
Wait, you got a gal, right? So do I.
Yeah.
It wasn't our idea. We got invited.
Well, luckily, Doc and I were probably busy, right? I'm sure you declined.
Yeah.
I never got the invite. Anyway, you had a fantastic time. Who
Had a
were
good
these
time.
famous people you and your wife hung out with?
Do you
We had
guys know
We
that-
started with tacos and beer. Thank you.
We hate those.
Big deal.
Then we went to a bar called Meteor Bar, which is awesome. Got a
Again.
super delish tequila drink.
Sounds no fun at
Got
all.
a few of them. They had shots of the moment for very cheap. We got like 6.
Oh, we don't live in the
Oh.
moment at all. Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yep.
What'd you guys do next? Go to Home Depot together? And
Nope. Then we went
They're a
to
Menards family, just like us. Don't worry about it.
then we went to Nye's Bar. We got more drunk.
Sponsors.
Home by 10, I think. Or no, like 9 something. Home by 10. Emily called it at like 11. At like 11:45, I got on video games, couple West Coasters for an hour. Said Happy New Year's to them and called it. Didn't watch the ball drop. But it was great. It was a lot of fun.
I remember when we used to play video games together.
Wait, so as a
Wait,
guy that
call
now has
me-
a console
you're
again,
gonna
how
have
do
to-
I play online?
You're going to have to call me when Verdanska's back.
I've
PS Plus.
I never played online because the only
PS
time I had
Plus.
access to online, I was like 22 and 23 and very, very susceptible to people online.
PS Plus.
I listened to people. I would mail them.
You listen.
letters.
You listen to your TikTok algorithms. That's for darn.
I never
sure.
had. I still don't
you
have
would send
TikTok.
that Prince in Africa so much money.
They were
Um,
princesses. They needed it because their father was fighting a war overseas.
And you were
And
going to
it's
get
coming.
it back.
It's coming.
And then some.
His name was Jorge W. Bush. What were you saying?
So that was New Year's Eve. New Year's Day, we had plans to go with my parents for a nice New Year's Day dinner at Fogo de Chao.
Oh,
Dad got very sick because he partied with your dad, Sodie. They partied, and my
Yeah.
dad's sick, and they couldn't make the plans.
that will happen.
So Emily and I are like, let's have an awesome food.
You're struggling.
let's have a great. It ended up being a lunch.
He's having a stroke.
Let's
right now.
have a great lunch. Still, we went out to Baltimore, and I had a $32 burger.
Wait a minute.
I was
The
free
Dark
on
Lord?
the first.
They have a restaurant named after the Dark Lord.
No, sorry, Baltimore. Yeah, close, very close. I had a $32 burger called the Estate Burger.
I'm sure it was the best
At
burger you've ever
Baltimore.
had.
Yeah, I'm sure you bought a portion.
Shut up! It
of
was
the
amazing.
property.
It was fucking great.
God, this is why we don't let you ramble.
Okay, give me 30 seconds for this.
You know
burger.
why we love you hosting this show?
Give me
The
30
host says the host rhymes with least. I'm just kidding.
Nice. Give me 30 seconds for his burger though.
I had a sourdough bagel
The
made
Estate
by
Burger.
a mother.
The Estate Burger. Yep, count them up, Doc. God, like bacon jam, arugula, some type of aioli.
Spell both those two last words you just said.
Arugula is A-R-U-G.
Yep.
What's the next vowel? Do you know? You don't know.
We just stick the
A-L-A.
landing
It's
on that one.
A-L-A?
Aruga.
Ala? Okay. Aioli is absolutely. Oh, is that it? All right. $32 burger, call the Estate Burger. It's amazing. Okay. Happy New Year's.
It
Happy
takes
New
you
Year's,
longer
guys.
to spell it than to eat it.
Yeah,
I'm the
slow.
same way. That's why I got the double barrel.
I get
It's
it.
a lot of double letters in there.
It's fine. We can move on to football.
No,
Oh. What do you got?
I don't know. There's not a whole lot going on in sports right now.
I mean, football didn't even happen this
Wait.
past week.
There wasn't too much football, right?
As a guy that just got a Feliz Navidad sweater,
Yeah.
in that what's the word too? It's not peach, it's not tan.
Desert
Cream.
cream. It's cream.
I definitely did not order a piece of clothing in cream.
Yeah, you did. Hell yeah,
Not-
you did.
not
Because I did
doused in
too.
cream.
Got
Nope.
2 of them in cream.
Is
Full
it-
cream.
Was it cream?
It was full cream.
I think it actually may be sand, but
Sand. It was definitely sand. I'm fine with a hoodie covered in sand. I don't want one doused in cream.
Come on.
But the Feliz Navidad hoodie showed up. How are the Wolves doing? And Santa Claus.
God, the Wolves are just so mediocre.
I saw
dude.
Carl Anthony Towns is doing stuff that hasn't been seen in New York Knicks world since The guy that wore 33 or 34. He was in Space Jam.
Patrick Ewing, yeah, he had another 30-point, 20-rebound game.
Okay.
He did it again, and he's having the best year of his career.
We didn't need him.
You didn't need him.
But we saved a ton of money getting rid of him, right?
Sure.
Theoretically. Depending.
Just not now.
In the long run.
Or in the near future. Just eventually, if for some reason he continued to be the best player of all time, he would cost us a little bit more than the guy we have now, who's doing well.
We couldn't have done anything else. We couldn't.
We couldn't have kept him. There was no way to keep him.
No, there was. It was a whole. Do you know about the second apron?
Nope.
No, Sodie, I'm with you. At this point, I'm like, we should have just kept him. We
I
should have
haven't
ran it
seen
back.
the bear yet. I thought one apron was enough. I had no idea people needed two.
Totally agree. I'm happy to talk about the Wolves.
I think Maxo actually explained the beginning of it that made me turn off K-Fan for a long time. And it wasn't common, man, like a lot of people is the final straw for. It was trying to listen to what's going on in the NBA and the crazy trade clauses they have to create to avoid super teams.
Yeah, no,
but super teams are still happening.
This is the Wolves' dilemma. Before the second apron was voted on by the CBA, we can blame CJ McCollum a lot for this. Before this was voted on, is when we traded for Rudy Gobert, who was making a lot of money. He was a max contract player. We traded for Rudy Gobert.
Very controversial.
To go all in.
Paid out.
Worked
out amazingly for us, still is today.
Top 5 defensive player of all time.
You disagree.
As
a Wolves fan.
He got us to the... We don't get to the Western Conference Finals without him. That's a fact.
Cool. I honestly think Doc's
after
probably
20 years, that's enough for 1 year.
Well, hang on.
No.
I want to hear his take.
It is for me. It is for me.
In a shorter amount of time, Doc probably is a more intense Wolves fan than I've been in the last few years. I've been a big Wolves fan ever since Karl Anthony Towns and That's it.
Last year.
I'm a bandwagon.
A couple of years ago.
It was like 3.
Yeah.
We've had them both for 3.
We had Cat for 9.
Not Ant.
No.
6, right? Or how
3. This is
3.
4.
Yeah. But tell me, was the Rudy Gobert trade still good for the future as you see it now that we don't have Cat? Because them together was.
I would rather have had Cat than Rudy.
Yeah.
But
yes.
I don't think we would have done what we did against Dallas without those two.
Sure. You can make the argument last year wouldn't have happened without Rudy. Cool. Great.
Well, then we wouldn't have had the
What is this
opportunity.
year?
Well, but
to that point,
the stock
to
market
Doc's
on
point,
Cat goes down. You can't move him for Julius Randle and some money.
So, no, all of this is true. We don't win Game 7 against Denver without Cat. We don't get to the conference finals in general without Rudy. We don't have one of the greatest defenses the league has ever seen without Rudy.
No.
He architected it. Anyways,
He was an architect involved in
so
the
what
design.
happened? We trade for Rudy, right? He's a max contract player. Then the second apron gets
MCP.
voted on and approved, Sodie. Gets voted on and approved. That completely fucked us because starting this year, Cat was set to start making 50 mil and then 60 mil. And I think there was a lot of Minnesotans who even during our amazing year last year are like, we can't pay Cat 60 mil. He's great, but he's not a $60 million a year player. And then we wouldn't get Nickeil Alexander-Walker. We wouldn't get Nas.
I think you guys can all agree I was the biggest fan of Cat once I realized he was actually gone. I turned back on a lot I said, and the guy did a lot for our town and this franchise. And I talked more smack about him than ever because I think he had a lot more to offer.
We had a great conversation about it. An incredibly frustrating player because we've seen what he's capable of.
Are you getting the chills?
Yeah.
I saw you.
Yeah.
Do you have to pee, or is it because the content's
You
so
know,
moving?
So good.
Seriously?
Yes.
It's moving.
Remember, we did. We had a conversation about it. The frustration was with Cap because we saw the potential and it wasn't always there.
Speaking of a conversation.
And then Game 7, it comes through.
Yep.
However, he's just lights out every damn game now for the Knicks. And you can't say, he doesn't have an Anthony Edwards. They got Brunson. They got other players, dude.
My favorite thing
They have
about
a better.
Cat was,
They have a better. You take Cat out, their team's better than ours.
Yeah.
But the problem, you take Cat out, you might get more mice in.
Ballin'.
It doesn't matter. I'm a Boston Celtics fan, so that's all. That matters.
Hey, we're playing the Celtics right now.
Oh, you're losing.
We are?
Hey, who's
Damn it.
playing Thursday Night Football?
Anyone? Is there even Thursday Night Football
I
game?
don't know. Brandon
It should be every week. Amazon owns it now. They don't lose out on money.
No, so
Brandon!
we're down by 8.
Wait,
at the end
Brandon,
of the third.
how was your New Year's?
We asked. He
him.
said it was good. He didn't elaborate. He said it was good.
How are the Bucks?
The Milwaukee Bucks?
Yeah.
John Morant still pointing guns at people?
Not doing great. They're
Not in a while.
currently down 52-65
Not a buck.
to the Nets.
Brandon, remember we watched them win the championship together at the Kitchen and Bar?
We did. That was a good day.
That was super
a very
cool.
good day.
Mm-hmm. Super cool.
But they are currently 5th in the Eastern Conference.
They started slow, but they're hot. They're hot recently, and Giannis is MVP candidate so far. He looks great.
Wait, how hot?
The hottest. They're one of the hottest teams. Sizzling.
Dang.
Yep. Giannis and Dame are all over it. Middleton's back. He's getting healthier still, getting back into the flow of things. Love K-Mid.
Dang.
Let's go.
Yeah, and the Cleveland Cavaliers here in Cleveland, 29-4, number 1 in the Eastern Conference.
Number 1 in the league. It's just gross.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the Cavs.
Yeah.
Yes, they look amazing. Yeah, they started like 15-0. They look so good.
Yeah.
They look
They
so
had a
good.
historic
And
start.
they still have a pair of twin towers.
Yeah, their coaching is also incredibly strong. They have really turned it around this season.
JD Bickerstaff.
Fun to
It's
be
just
in
really-
downtown Cleveland.
Mr. Bickerstaff is great, and he's killing it. Garland and Mitchell make an awesome backcourt, and then Allen and Mobley for the front court. It's sweet. It's a really cool dichotomy. Those guys are super fun to watch.
It's just really good the New York Jets are a football team and not a basketball team because those twin towers.
That smells so good. Yeah.
Oh, really? Too soon, man.
Here I got some stuff on the. Okay, Sodie, thanks for bringing that up. Any more on basketball that you can contribute? Jimmy Butler requested a trade. We could get Jim Butt back.
You make this?
My wife.
Emily!
I know. It's my favorite.
Oh!
Why do you think there's so much of it? The Cheez-Its are covered in the same thing, dude. There's a whole bowl of them.
I'm saving that for the unabashed.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah, go to town. That's so many calories that,
Second off, it's snack mix.
Second off a snack mix.
We should sell this.
Buy it on the shop.
T-shirts.
Eventually.
FDA unapproved, which,
Okay.
by the way, is the healthiest food for you now. Anything unapproved by the FDA, really good for you. Crazy.
Okay. So yeah, little touch on basketball. Wolves have been incredibly frustrating. They've had an incredibly hard schedule.
Wolves are number 2 in the West. I mean, Wild. Sorry.
You have the Wild, exactly.
I'm going nuts over these nuts.
Yeah, it's all good, dude.
These cashews.
Okay, NFL. There was a little bit of NFL last week, Doc. There's just a little bit.
Oh.
Yep. You probably missed it, but it's fine. I do have a few questions that I would like answered as I get nervous going into the battle for the 1 seed. So, Vikes took down the Packers in what ended up being a super duper close game that made me very nervous. And it's the same with fantasy. It's always when Doc starts giving us kudos, and then here comes a comeback. So I don't say anything till the end of the game. Anyways, Vikes beat the Cheese 27-25. Darnold looks super good again outside of the one ugly pick and has become the 5th Vikings quarterback in franchise history to achieve 4,000 passing yards in a single season. Sam Darnold.
Isn't he the winningest quarterback in his first season as a Viking?
One of a few quarterbacks to win 14 wins with a new team or something. The other one was like Peyton Manning or something like that.
I'm sorry, that's right. He will be
Something like that. Right.
the winningest quarterback in the first season as a Viking.
Aaron Jones has said he wants to retire a Viking, and I still can't help but feel it's him just being petty against the Packers.
I don't, it's not going to be hard. He's got a year left, maybe.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Like, what do we sign him to?
Dalvin wanted to, too, and he should have.
We're totally. I figure we're going to draft one or
Seriously, yeah,
go
that's-
get one free agency. So what do we do with him? Because it's 1
Retire
year.
him.
Well, he still looks very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd
But
look
what
great
do
with
we
a
sign him
clipboard.
for?
So
Okay.
does Daniel Jones with a clipboard.
I just think
You guys are undefeated since signing Daniel Jones.
I just think that too. I just think it's nice that he wants to stay with us forever, and that's nice. Which is probably another year or two.
I think you give
I
the
think
bank to
he's
Daniel.
he's sending the last, like, hey, are you okay text message after he brought his old girl back to his new house and let her have it one more time. Sorry.
Sodie. Okay. Sodie.
Made her dinner, watched a movie they both enjoyed, and then did something they both enjoyed too, but he finished first.
Yeah.
Okay, great job. Are you worried about? Do we have kicker problems again? No, right? There's no kicker problems. All right, good.
He got the
Well,
closest he could to making it and didn't. And then after
you
that,
have
what did he do? He made it.
You have kicker issues.
But what
I wouldn't
about
say
the
you
other
kicker
one?
problem.
What about the 42-yarder, 43-yarder?
That he doinked?
Yeah, big time doink.
You can't get any closer to making it and miss than he did. He misses closer than most people make it.
I also don't think it should be declared an issue.
I also think that there's a T-shirt that proves it all. Never trust one.
On our shop, check it out, secondoffice.com.
I'll tell you this
T-shirt
right
shop.
now. When coaching, we never kicked a field goal.
Yeah.
Not once. Whole season. 8 games.
Okay, Dan Campbell.
Yeah, they're second graders. Not one of them can boot it. It's a 30-yard. We still play old rules. 30-yard field goal.
No, Brandon's right, Uncle Rico.
Quarter mile.
Quarter mile. Okay. I'm also not worried about the kicker quite yet. I thought it was funny that the
You know why?
that the
Well, hang on.
57
You know
fell
why
short.
I'm not worried about the kicker? Because you know what's more important? What fails? Not the kicker. It's
the team.
no.
Well,
The ball?
Who's holding it?
oh, the holder,
Who's our long
Placeholder?
snapper?
De Paula.
And what's he doing after the season's over? No matter what.
He's going Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are,
What?
you know, the Pro Bowl happens before the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. He won't actually be in the Pro Bowl.
No, he'll be there. You're right.
Wait. What's your
He'll be
prediction?
there.
What's your prediction of Sunday night, Doc? Be honest.
What's happening Sunday night?
Vikes Lions battle for the 1 seed, baby.
Sunday Night Football.
I didn't bring the skull button over.
Was it
Which
was
I'm
it
just
slated
realizing.
for Sunday night the whole time, or was this flexed? I thought it was Sunday night the whole time.
No, it got flexed.
It did.
Super flexed.
It's the biggest game of the season
Yes, one of the biggest games
for the entire league, I think.
franchise regular
Name a bigger
season.
game besides Chiefs playing the Bills.
This will be the first time that there has been a 14-win wild card team.
There's a 14-team win that's going to leave with a loss.
Yes,
That's nuts.
and be a wild card team and have to play every game
first
on the road.
seed, home field advantage, or 5th seed, and you're buccaneering it.
This is why I think it's so important that the Vikes can pull this out. We get 2 games at home versus 3 games on the road.
Wait, isn't finishing more about leaving it in than pulling it out?
Usually, Brandon, yes.
So what do you think is going to happen, Alec?
I feel like it's going to be like 34-34, and like they don't punt, right?
Wow.
Seriously,
What happens if this game ties?
Lions get the 1 seed.
Okay.
Yep, Lions get 1 seed if it's a tie. It's going to be a barn burner. You saw it the first time. There hasn't been another offense that the Vikes have faced all year long that
Wait,
made
is
the
Mariucci Stadium in
it
danger?
made the Vikes defense look like chumps. They had no issue at all
Different team.
with what Flores was doing.
Were
No Cashman, and we
Van
got
Ginkel is a different guy. Grenard, I think, is a different guy. I think Jerry Tillery's a different guy.
the defenses come on.
I think this defense's identity
Dallas Turner coming
Is
on. He's coming on.
very different.
So Brandon,
Sodie.
yes, it's going to be. I believe it to be a shootout. As horrific as the Lions' defense appears to be, that's how insane their offense is, if not more so. It's
I
one of
wanna
the
hear
greatest.
Doc's opinion.
One of the greatest
He's
offenses
unbiased.
I've ever
No,
seen.
no. We're not doing Doc next. We're doing you, Sodie. What's happening this Sunday with this game? I want to hear your take before we dial the code in, because what happens every time, and what's happening right now, we're trending that direction. You and Alec are starting to fanboy a little bit. Let's get
I didn't even say the Vikes were going to win, Brandon. I didn't even say they were going to win because I don't know. I'm scared.
No.
I'm scared.
You wrote that fence. You wrote a fence. You wrote it hard. I want to hear Sodie's take.
Real takes. Go.
Lions win the coin toss. They defer.
Oh, he's going
Oh, we're doing
start
the
to
whole-
finish.
we're
Here we
doing
go.
the whole game. All right.
Vikings get first possession. We look strong.
No.
We look strong.
Hit the fast forward button. Going to the end.
I think at halftime, we are down 24 to 10 or 14. I do. I think we're down. I think the defense has a lot to deal with this Lions offense. It's a lot we haven't seen. And there's more weapons that we face that honestly, I think that the Lions have just been kind of keeping in their back pocket. Sam Laporta, one I had in fantasy, still, I think, a threat. Somehow never used, but he's there on my squad.
He had a
Anyway,
good game last week.
but I just think they have so many weapons, and I think they really do. They hold off on using a lot of them because I think Dan Campbell is one of the only coaches in the NFL that will not show you the hand he has until he needs to.
I don't know. They did a fake stumble handoff against the Bears, which was goofy, but a brilliant play.
Division rival.
Well, you know why,
making
right?
a statement.
So,
They
Sodie,
did that-
End of score. And score. What's the end of the game?
And the game score, Sodie.
End of the
You
game
got to
score.
halftime. Yep.
Sam Darnold leads a game-winning drive to put us up. I think it's going to be about 42 to 37. It's going to be high scoring. It's going to be JJ. It's going to be Jameson. It's going to be Hawkinson. It's going to be Amon-Ra. It's going to be
It's gonna be
Addison.
all
It's
the
going to be
names.
Laporta. It's going to be Goff
All the
and
names.
Darnold. Two guys that said you weren't good enough and they were put on other teams, and now they're playing to go for it all.
I do want to make that.
And nobody has a bigger chip on their shoulder, I think, in this league than those two quarterbacks. And this might be the greatest game you and I all watch all season
Can't wait.
because that's the other thing.
I haven't had a game with this much on the line in a while. Even the Giants playoff game from a couple of years ago.
I still
it just
think
didn't feel like our year.
this game is going to happen again 2 weeks before the Super Bowl.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Vikes
Now-
Lions
I think
rematch.
we're both going to
Okay.
see it through.
Okay.
All right. No matter
So-
what path we
Go ahead.
take.
So for
You two tape it down for a second.
Ah.
Taped when I got here. It's the cities, man. Can't show
Anyways.
it fully torqued.
anyways, take number one on you calling that play goofy. They ran the fake stumble play because of either the week or 2 weeks before the Packers play. Jordan Love actually slipped and then turned around and made a play to Tucker Kraft. So they modeled that fake play off of that because they saw it work in game tape. So it's not silly.
'cause
It's good film watch.
Because it froze defenders.
Yes.
I would imagine they all
Yeah.
kind of stop and.
Yep.
Game.
No, it happened. It happened at Vikes Seahawks playoff game. There was a botched snap to Russell Wilson, and there was a whole scramble play. He picked it up, dodged three guys, and had someone wide open.
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
watched film, saw that it screwed them, and they made a play out of it.
It was super convincing too. 'Cause I was
So, yeah.
watching. Yeah, I was watching it, and I
So-
was like, "Oh, he's falling."
Because of that,
Remember I talked about it.
I think the final score, I don't care about the coin toss or the Gatorade bath.
Nobody said anything about Gatorade bath.
30,
Coin toss is pretty pivotal.
30-23, the Lions.
23. That's all we. If that's all we can put up against that defense, we deserve the loss. I'll say that. That defense looks so bad right now. They got no one, but that offense looks even
Over
better.
under 5 for different reception or receivers for the Vikings.
For what?
Like,
Different people catching the ball for the Vikings. I think it's over 5.
isn't it usually like 6? You just come up with that.
Well, I'm just saying.
Does that matter?
Yes.
The more we spread it around, the better we'll do.
I honestly don't think, even when we had Case Keenum, we had the like Darnold can't fail. I don't think JJ would have failed. The weapons we have on offense right now, I think Addison's elite. I think we're very, very blessed to have him with a guy like Justin Jefferson, one of the most humble guys. Believe it or not, I think he's humble. He's got diamonds in his teeth and chains. Dude lives in a townhouse.
He's well spoken. Yeah. No,
Yep, he drives an SUV.
Mhm.
He could get a bigger one with a bigger motor that's
Yeah.
faster. He doesn't.
He likes his bling.
Yep, and he stays close to mom. Love that. He understands that he's in a place.
Good stuff.
I think Addison hanging out with him is doing nothing but him in positives for his career and him as a person. I think Hawkinson is finally realizing, like, I got to step it up. I'm one of the highest paid tight ends in the league, and I'm just a good route runner. I got to make catches. I got to come down in the middle and be that tough guy. He's doing it again. I honestly don't see the drive and the want to compete for the guy next to you in any team in the NFL other than the Vikings because it's the only team I watch.
Thank you. I'm glad you beat me to it.
I was waiting for the music.
came
I
full
wanted
circle.
the music
I
and
didn't bring the
just
music
be
over
like,
either.
and then we're gonna pound through the wall because that's the only team I really pay attention to.
Okay, that was brilliant, Sodie. Good job.
Brandon,
This-
what's your prediction?
My prediction, I think it's going to be 42-38 Lions. I think that
High scoring.
Yeah, high scoring. I think this is a Hawkinson high scoring game. I think Naylor is going to have
Hardly
more
know her.
yards. Yeah, I know. I think Naylor's going to have more yards and touchdowns than JJ or Addison.
He did last week.
Yeah, I know. That's because they have to cover JJ.
Yes.
They have to double.
Kind of like
so-
the Lions, though. I think there's weapons that a lot of people don't know about because we're saving them.
So Brandon, also to that point, there's a funny correlation to when JJ goes off and we lose to the Lions, and when he gets contained and we beat the Lions over the last couple seasons.
Yeah.
So I am
But
interested in this
here-
storyline.
Here's who's going to beat the Vikings. It's not their receivers. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to eat, and he's going to feast on that defense.
See, that's the thing. We have a very good run defense, right? I think part of that is because we've spent so much time this season leading, and teams have had to pass. But when teams decide to run against us, they have found success. Before the Packers turned it over, Jacobs was incredibly successful. Jahmyr Gibbs had a huge game the first time we played him.
I have to agree with
We're
Brandon purely
susceptible.
because Gibbs, like Jacobs, can run out of the shotgun.
Big time.
You
Yes,
can
and he
pump.
can-
You can
he can
pump fake
catch.
and give it to Gibbs. And I'm more worried about these little like flip passes where Gibbs goes up to block and then somehow comes back and you flip it to him and you can't see him because our guys now are upright on the D line. Linebackers are looking for pass coverage. And all of a sudden Gibbs has the ball and he's already outside of the tackle.
And they run a great screen game. And with a blitz heavy defense like us, that's how you counter it.
Heavy Ds are tough to combat against, especially when they're coming right at you.
Yep. I think Jamison Williams is also going to have a nice game too. He had a great game last week. I think he'll replicate
He always seems to be able to get open for one.
Is that like
Any
equal
given
parts
game. And I
Evan
hate it.
Williams and Jameson? Sounds kind of fun.
What do you call him?
Evan Williams?
Jamison Williams?
Yeah.
Evan Williams is a bourbon.
And Jameson.
That's what.
Well, we've derailed.
Okay. All right. Good job. Okay. So you guys, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Lions win. This sounds very common sense because it is. We need to make them punt.
It sounds like covering your ass.
We need to
George.
make them
Hang on.
punt
Hang
more
on.
than it
Are
is.
you going to choose now to stop being a fan?
Yeah.
Now that it's time. Now
Yeah.
that it's time to be a fan. Now that I wouldn't be surprised.
I said this last week.
Hang on. We've been. Where's the purple button? Do you still have it?
No, I forgot it.
Why not?
I can bring it
All
in, but
season you've had the horn where it goes what? A woo! Why is it gone now? Because you're scared.
Can that be the new?
because
You're a
of
Vikings
an
fan,
accident.
and you're prepared for it. No, you've been preconditioned to be prepared for
not true.
letdowns like this.
It's not true.
I've been there too, but I refuse to drink that part of the Kool-Aid. The Kool-Aid they serve at the end of the party. The one that makes you okay to drive home. The one that lets you see reality. I don't want that one. I want the one with the sparkles in it,
Sodie.
where Darnold's an MVP and we win the Super Bowl.
Sodie, to suggest that I am anywhere besides full skull right now
Stand
is
up.
sacrilege.
Prove it.
You come on, Sodie. You have to know he's the
Hang
biggest
that helmet.
bandwagon fan of all
Hang
time.
that helmet.
I'm sitting next to the two biggest bandwagoners of all time.
Whoa.
You guys are all in on the
Jeez
Vikings.
Louise.
You gonna drop B-dubs?
I've been called a lot of things. Never that. That's you.
Georgie, where were you when Adrian
Show up-
Peterson?
show up when it's playoff time.
George, where were you when
Show up when it's
Adrian
playoff
Peterson
time.
scored his first touchdown?
I was there.
You were there.
I was fucking there.
20-yard line, Vikes bench.
Where
second
was I
row?
when Brett Favre became the first ever quarterback to defeat all 32 teams in the league? I was there.
What about that
Of
throw
course
again?
you were. Mm-hmm. The Vikings were good then.
Yep. Not
Wait a
Adrian
minute.
Peterson's
Wait a minute.
not his
Sam
rookie season.
Bradford leading the Vikings on a 5-0 start in a brand new stadium. Georgie and I thanking each other for making the trip out. That stadium ended in what? 7-8-1, complete mediocrity.
We were 5-0.
We were there.
We beat the
We
Texans.
were there,
We were
but
there.
you celebrating.
You were there when it was going well.
Well, yeah, we're not gonna watch them when they suck. That's no fun.
No, we were also there then. We were there
Yeah.
then. Adrian Peterson's rookie year, they were not that good.
Doc, I
07?
promise you, every year the Vikings didn't
they made
make
the
the
playoffs.
playoffs, I was ready to watch them in a playoff game. They didn't make it. I would have watched.
You're
They didn't play.
enforcing his decision.
It sounds like we're
Yeah,
kind of
guess what
split
I
on
was
who's
tuned
gonna win
into
this
though?
game.
The draft, because we had a good one that year. Usually,
Vikes are going to win this game. They're going to go in there. They're going to go all over that lame ass defense. They're going to get a couple more stops than the Lions can get, and Vikes come out the 1 seed.
Now,
Happy?
here's where it can kick you in the ass.
Joke's
If the
on you, I
Lions
don't have
do
one.
win-
Okay.
Nice. If the Lions do win and they get the first seed, they get a week off to get a little more healthy.
I know.
That should scare every NFC team.
It really should. Well, it should also scare NFL teams how their lack of defense or any starter on defense really hasn't stopped them. It hurt against the Bills, which makes sense, but that was still a damn close game where Dan Campbell decided to go for a super weird onside kick when he didn't need to, and he admits that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have been right there too. Everyone should still be scared of the Lions, even with their lack of defense. That offense is insane. It's
not.
It's absolutely bonkers.
This will be a great coaching battle. I think Sodie's right. This may be the greatest game anyone ever watches. Just
this is going to come down to
Dan
play
Campbell-
calling. I promise you.
Yeah, no, I 100%. And
Ben
there's
Johnson.
nobody better in the fourth quarter than KOC when it comes to managing that game. How
But
many
see-
games have they won this year
Yeah.
by one or less score? It has been insane.
No,
I
he-
think
he-
that's
he's
where
great
my
at that.
second favorite coach in the NFL comes up slightly short. I think Dan Campbell, the motivator, turned
Damn.
a program around a lot more than Kevin had to. Dan had less to work with. He's done a bigger impact. I honestly think he should win Coach of the Year.
He
he
should because
I
he's
think the
everyone's
weapons
coach.
Kevin has and the smartness he has, Dan will not be able to put what he has left of a defense, which is still elite, but he will not be able to put that up against Kevin O'Connell and a fully healthy Vikings offense. We have how many Vikings offense starters out?
One.
Who's that?
Darisaw.
He's elite. But still, we just got to throw it faster, and we have all the guys we're throwing to healthy. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't think any defense in the NFL right now, including a very elite one in the Packers, can fully handle a fully healthy Vikings offensive attack.
Do you not feel the same way about the Lions offense?
As a team and a fan, it's been defense. I fall asleep going, it's fine. Our defense is fine. Sam Bradford's fine. Brooks Bollinger is fine. Tavares Jackson's fine. RIP. Everybody's fine. Defense. I don't have to fall asleep about that defense this year, but they are the ones that carry my dreams into happy
The
land.
same thing you just said about the Vikings offense. Do you not think that about the Lions offense?
I do.
Because I sure do.
They're just as dangerous.
If not more dangerous. They have scored more than 100 more points than we have this year.
Believe it or not, I feel like there's just, and it's a stupid proverbial, but I feel like it matters, especially when all these guys are millionaires. They're all millionaires. They're all highly paid. There's bigger chips on purple shoulders than there are silver and blues.
You said you also didn't see like a team that was as together as the Vikings.
I don't see tragedy strike
because it's
the
the only
Vikings.
one that you've watched for sure. I see that when you watch the Lions too and how Dan coaches that team.
It sucks, but I mean, the adversity. You and I, Georgie, played a football season where we lost a member of that team that year.
Oh, that's right. Shit.
And we turned it on, especially on the old line where we lost that member. I'm telling you, there is more
Emotions.
than football going on with this team.
Well, trust me, the loss of Kyrie did not help the Oregon Ducks this past week. So
So-
they got stomped.
So how's
I
that
don't
supposed to...
think it's
What was the headline?
that.
Quack, quack, bang.
Like, yeah, I mean, the Ohio State coach said we're going duck hunting, and he did.
You went fucking duck hunting. That's true. He sure did.
When
So
Buckeyes,
I don't
Ducks die.
think.
Duck's like, get out of here with your sentimental bullshit.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear
I
it.
don't think the Vikings season is going so well because your rookie cornerback who was on the team 10 days died.
Well, now I feel like you're going after my boy Owen, who's a big Cardinals fan. And he's a bird guy, so the Ducks are a big fan. He's a big fan of the Ducks.
What?
Cardinals and Ducks.
They're birds.
Okay.
And they're
If he's a Falcons fan too.
What's fun about my boy OG is now that the Cardinals are eliminated, he's a full-on Vikings fan.
Of
So
course he is. Because you
And-
guys are nothing but bandwagoners.
No, but it sucks because now he's irritable at work. He's sad. He's nervous because he feels like his team is performing much better than it should. And he's like, I'd rather just go back to being out of playoff contention.
Did he say that?
No, but I can tell. He's a friend.
Well, they were eliminated last week. So.
I know, and I think that's getting to him. If I could tell him, I need you to take a week off.
I would like you to ask if he holds all the same opinions of Kyler as he did however many weeks ago that was when he sent you a book via text.
I think we'll call him around the draft.
Okay. See if they want to go.
Listen, dude,
see if they want to go.
We're
QB or
NFC
something.
North guys.
Okay.
Let's not go after
you-
these Cardinals
Are
fans.
you guys going to the draft this year?
Yes,
In Green Bay?
yes. As
It
a group,
is?
we are going.
Yeah.
We're actually
I'm going.
Georgie's letting us bring his parents' camper.
Brandon, you went.
We're gonna set
you
up
went
a
last
booth
year.
and we'll be tailgating and handing out T-shirts, hats, hoodies. Yeah.
You went last year, did you not, Brandon?
I went to not last year, but the year before in Kansas City, and then a few years ago into the Chicago draft.
Wait, where they came out on
so-
boats and masks? That was Vegas.
That's right.
That was Vegas. No.
Is it worth?
I
Is it
went
worth
to-
it though? Like I sometimes it seems like you're just like in a whole crowd. I don't see what's going on off camera, like what the festivities are and stuff. So I've always thought about it, but I'm not sure.
It's
Well, I mean-
wonderful.
If you go after
Yeah?
Jeff Gladney, it's not. But
Yeah. No, it's wonderful. It's a huge festival. It's not just sitting in front of a stage. There's, lots of events going on. You can do challenges with NFL players. There's autograph lines everywhere.
wait, did you
It's
challenge
really
an
fun.
NFL player?
Yeah, Isaiah Pacheco in the quarterback challenge.
Wait, him throwing the ball?
Well, I'm kidding. I didn't actually. challenge.
Wait, hang on. No one's fact checking us. Lie. Lie.
No,
we
no,
want to
no,
get.
no, I'm not
That
gonna
was,
lie.
that was your
But
chance.
he was there.
I forgot,
He
he's
was
famous
there.
enough.
We were in midway through the line. We seen him doing the quarterback challenge with some kids, and everyone got a free.
Brandon said,
Caesar's
"I can beat
pizza when
those
they were
kids."
done. I could beat.
Beat those little shit. Very
Back in
true.
'82, I could throw that ball quarter mile.
Quarter mile.
But yeah, no, there's field goal kicking. There's all sorts of fun stuff. It's a fanboy thing though. NFL nerd.
But that's me. So
Yeah.
would love that.
I'm
Imagine
sure the
if
best
you
burgers
like
there.
sports so much, you
They
get
probably have an
together with-
amazing burger too. That's at least a 7 in my book.
Well, that's
Guaranteed.
the great thing about the NFL draft. They bring in all the local food trucks and food vendors, and
Tens already.
Yeah, and in Wisconsin, you can't get better alcohol.
Okay.
They have like 10 of the most drunk cities in the United States.
Fair enough.
So
Fair enough.
I'm looking forward to it.
Wait, are we going DWIs by volume or like
Did
actual
you
pubs per
did you
square
already
feet?
have to secure tickets, Brandon?
You don't have to secure tickets. You just register through the NFL.com app, and then you show
The whole
up.
state's a city park, so you can just go wherever you want. Set up a tent.
Have you ever been to Green Bay?
Me?
I went. Yes, I went years ago for a home opener against the Bears. My dad brought me.
Tried to convert him.
Tried his best. Either way, fucking awesome stadium, and I love that it's in the middle of a neighborhood. It's a really cool environment.
Yeah, if you haven't been there since they added the Titletown district, that is fantastic.
I have not.
Did they add seats?
They added food and beverage, full size.
What about chairs?
Football field with footballs.
What about like just chairs for butts? Like to put your seat in.
No, it's bleachers, baby.
You can buy an attachment though. You can buy an attachment.
Do you get a free
bleacher
chiropractor
attachment.
appointment after going to the stadium without back support? Or do you
No,
just count on the guy next to you being passed out enough you can lean against him and hope he doesn't notice?
Well, no. What Green Bay fans count on is not spineless Vikings fans showing up.
Ooh.
Jeez Louise.
I'm sorry we can afford a new stadium.
You don't want
Yeah,
to.
let me know how much you approve of Minnesota tax laws versus Wisconsin tax laws, and let me know.
He's right.
By the way,
Because I'm sure you'd much rather have Wisconsin taxes than Minnesota
how much would
taxes.
it cost for us to operate out of Wisconsin?
Yeah, right.
I loved the address, by the way. When I ordered this hoodie and I saw that we're out of Texas, I'm like, I want to get license plates.
Oh, good.
I want Texas plates, baby. That says Big Sods.
Big suits.
How do you spell that?
BGDICK. Wait a minute. Speaking of that,
Stuck the landing on that.
Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl is announced. Vikes have 6 players. Lions 7. Ravens 9.
can't make it.
Van
Sorry.
Ginkel and John Grenard are the first Vikings of the same position to be voted as Pro Bowlers
Cashman
since
got stiffed.
Sodie, since the
Cashman got stiffed.
first Viking teammates of the same position to be nominated to the Pro Bowl.
I'm sorry.
Since
Is that me?
No.
Tell me.
Sodie,
It's Sodie focus.
did you listen? Second,
Oh,
okay,
I'm worried about my guy.
he's fine. The first Vikings teammates who play the same position to be voted to the Pro Bowl since
Chad Greenway and Ben Lieber.
No.
EJ Henderson and Chad Greenway. Wait,
2009?
what year?
this would have been like the 2000s.
2009 with Brett Favre.
We had one of them, but not both. No, did we have them both then?
Kevin Williams and Pat Williams?
There you go, Sodie.
Okay, so those guys are all linebackers. You know that, right? Grenard's a linebacker. Ginkel's
Yeah.
a linebacker.
Yes.
Kevin and Pat Williams were D tackles.
I said the first Viking teammates who play the same position.
They don't.
Kevin and Pat play the same position.
I thought you meant the same position as the guys that are going into the Pro Bowl this year.
No.
You see how sometimes your verbiage is confusing?
How is that confusing at all? Doc knew what I meant.
The guys that went in the same position, I'm looking for linebackers. That's why I said Chad Greenway and Ben Lieber.
These two who play the same position, which is what I said.
But not as...
Oh my God!
Right.
Stop.
I might be the problem.
But this does mark the largest Minnesota Vikings Pro Bowl haul since 2009.
Correct.
Can you name those players?
Ooh.
From 09?
Yeah, let's go. So Bo Faber.
Harrison Smith,
Slow
Not-
down.
not in the
No,
league
Harrison
yet,
Smith is
Sodie.
not one of them.
Not in the league yet.
09?
Yeah, 2012 he was drafted. He was 12er.
Do you know how,
How
long
old
ago-
are we?
Yeah,
I know,
09
dude.
was 15 years
Wait
ago.
a minute.
Yeah,
Harrison
dude.
Smith wasn't on the squad in 09? Was
No.
Darren Sharper?
Yes.
Oh my.
Okay. So Sodie, let's do this for real.
Antoine Winfield.
Antoine
No.
Winfield.
No.
No. Was he not a Pro Bowler then?
Sidney Rice.
Yes.
Brett Favre.
Yes.
O-line, who was 78? Hutchinson?
76
76.
Yes.
was Hutchinson.
Hutchinson. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hutch. I bet McKinney made it too that year, didn't he?
Ooh, Jared
McKinney
Allen.
Yep.
Jared Allen.
McKinney made it.
McKinney
Jared
made
Allen,
it.
Yep.
Ray Edwards.
Nope.
Nope.
God, he was so good that year.
Brian
though.
Robinson didn't make it either.
Nope.
But our linebacker, did Greenway make it?
Nope.
EJ Henderson.
Nope.
God, we had 9. Longwell.
Nope.
Not even.
Hang on. Offense or
Cluey.
defense?
Cluey.
No.
No punter?
All right.
Do you guys have
Alright,
Peterson?
No.
Our long snapper
Okay.
made it though. Colin Loeffler.
Okay, so Doc.
Didn't Colin Loeffler make it?
So Doc's right.
No, he didn't.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson. There you go. Jesus
Who?
Christ.
Good Lord.
Percy Harvin.
No. Here they
Not
are.
even on
And
Shanko?
Brett
Shanko.
Favre.
Shanko. Good call,
Adrian-
Sodie.
No, Shanko's not there.
Bullshit.
Brett Favre.
He had 13 touchdowns or
And a
something crazy.
huge- Continue.
Huge wiener.
Calm down. Brett Favre, Adrian Peterson, Sidney Rice, Bryant McKinney, Steve Hutchinson, Jared Allen, Kevin Williams, and Heath Farwell.
Heath.
My dad had his jersey that year.
I went through all the
He was
special
a
teamers
special
except for
teamers.
Heath.
Yep.
Except for Heath.
Oh man.
No, you guys are the biggest fans ever, so I thought you knew that.
We are. I'm a family fan.
Get him. Get him. Let's go.
Man. Who made it over Shanko? Witten? Shanko had a crazy year.
I don't know.
It was probably Kellen Winslow.
Tony Gonzalez.
R.I.P.
That would have been AFC, Doc. Would have been AFC. Okay. On the Pro Bowl note, the Jets have officially gone 9 straight years without an offensive Pro Bowler.
Does that surprise you?
That's crazy.
I think that starts with the head office.
That's crazy because they've had draft picks at O line even.
Yeah,
Like,
Garrett Wilson's a little
Tons of
surprising.
different
Garrett
rounds
Wilson
every year.
They drafted
they
Mekhi
draft
Becton,
people.
who was supposed to be great O lineman. He's on a different team now.
It's supposed to be.
almost-
You said this. You
Like they can't
Well, yeah.
develop talent.
You guys want to hear this?
But what's great is
Vikings-
Darnold is now a Pro Bowler, so they've drafted him.
You want to hear
Again.
this Vikings news?
Go ahead.
Came out yesterday.
Oh,
Minnesota Vikings have big decisions to make in the offseason, whether they want to resign Sam Darnold.
they sure do.
ESPN insider Adam Schefter has reported that teams will likely reach out to the Vikings about a potential trade for their unused 10th overall pick after the season concludes.
This was my next point on the script. Thank you, Brandon.
So, there are many
we
teams.
can't.
There are many
Can't do
teams in order for quarterback right now. Which one is most likely to make a move for JJ McCarthy?
Well, what would the haul be?
Raiders.
You'd get like a first round pick.
Yep.
Yeah, which
They get
Maybe.
JJ. We get a first. And
I don't even know if you'd get a first because of the surgeries.
I think
The
you
injury,
get
yeah.
more because
no, yeah, the surgery was to ensure healthier long term.
value goes up.
He
in
could
my
have got
opinion.
the trim.
Value goes up in my opinion.
He
You
had-
have a guy that hasn't
Yeah,
been
but he
tainted by
just-
getting hit, but he's been able to see how an offense works for a
I
whole
don't think
year.
people would be worried about
He
it.
had to have a second surgery.
He
It was a
just had
cleanup
second
surgery. It didn't.
Clean up.
It did not.
They forgot
increase his
Staples
timeline.
in my dad's
Of course
back. That was
not.
a second surgery. They forgot
Alright, here-
Staples. It happens. Could have been
Here
a
Here are
tool.
the top 5. Here are the
Guy
top
needed
5
his
teams
watch
to
back.
go- I'm gonna tell you the top 5 teams most likely to reach out regarding JJ One Leg McCarthy: the New York Giants,
Yep.
New Orleans Saints,
Yep.
Seattle Seahawks, Tennessee Titans,
Yep.
and the New York Jets.
That all makes sense. But we don't trade him, right?
You trade him straight up for Aaron Rodgers.
Why are the Raiders not on that list? They've already called us.
The Raiders are rolling with AOC.
Who?
No
Aiden
way.
O'Connell.
No, they're not.
They're going to draft, right?
Yeah.
They'll draft.
They'll probably draft somebody, but they're not going to give up anything.
For
because they
JJ
have
McCarthy, I
AOC.
disagree. I think the Raiders are at the top of our list for knocking on door, honestly.
Yeah. Either way, we don't
I-
trade him, right? We don't trade him. Even if we
I
keep
don't-
Darnold,
I
we don't trade him.
think the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders have the draft capital to make a trade like that with the.
I think you
Vikings.
underestimate the value of a player that's just been under Kevin O'Connell for a year, even if he's on crutches. He's instantly a better person. Las Vegas could use somebody of that character.
Hell no, they're going for Cam Ward out of the U.
You baby. Am I right though? We wouldn't trade JJ, no matter if they come knocking. Even like I don't know, 2 firsts, perhaps.
Well, if you
Maybe-
learn anything from your better team next to you, you keep him and develop him.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You guys are just crunching away.
The Raiders have the number 8 overall pick as it sits right now for 2025.
This is amazing.
So,
we
sell this on the website?
Brandon, would you do straight up for 8th overall pick, seeing as McCarthy was a 10th in the previous draft?
I haven't
If
been
they could
straight
be
up.
Even if
eighth
you're the
overall
Raiders,
pick,
even if you're the
I'm doing
Raiders,
that.
if you're the Raiders, you do that.
No, because I think
No.
you can get a better quarterback at 8.
Who?
I
Well,
agree.
this is
I agree.
Schefter's
Cam
point.
Ward.
This is Schefter's point, Doc. This
He's
is
not there
Schefter's.
at 8.
This is Schefter's point. He would be one of, if not the top QB in this draft. Is Schefter's point?
Yeah, he was the top quarterback in last year's
He was
draft.
4th taken.
And many would argue that he was taken too high.
Exactly. Like before,
So
before everything, he was like second rounder.
If I'm the Raiders, I'm not going after McCarthy. I'm going to see what I can get in the draft and move on.
Wait, why aren't the Seahawks doing that? Why aren't the Saints doing that? Because they're too far back?
I think the Seahawks have a better
Everybody can move up.
receiver core. I think they have more talent around them.
I think the Vikings prove if you need a quarterback, people will go get that.
I think the Raiders are in rebuild mode from the ground up, and that's okay.
Where do you start?
I start by drafting a quarterback young and a rookie deal.
What about signing a guy that's already on his second year? You get him for cheap, untainted.
No, Doc's absolutely right. We do what's worked for 3+ decades for the Packers, and we try to win a Super Bowl with an amazing quarterback.
They never signed Sam Darnold.
I know, right? We sure did. But no, either way, I think we need to find a way to keep Darnold, even if we go on to end the season disastrously. We find a way to keep Darnold at least for a year. Further develop McCarthy, who's still super young. I don't know, if the more you wait, I feel like the better it gets. I don't want to wait that long. I hope he's just amazing and can jump right in and be the next Mahomes or Rodgers or whoever. But you do what the Packers did. And if you got Sam Darnold, you were talking about Sam recently. If you got Darnold, who's playing like this, you got to find a way to keep him, at least for a little bit.
Does he not get mad, though, if you franchise tag him? Does he not, turn spiteful against the organization?
So that's what was said. That is what was said. They would not franchise take him
Do your
without
thing.
first consulting
I'll
with
wait
his
for my
representation and making sure it's the right decision for both parties. That was an official report.
Is it my turn?
Go ahead.
Sam Darnold's not going anywhere. The same reason Brian Flores isn't going anywhere. These two people have never had the fit in the community and the culture that they need to succeed like they do in Minnesota.
Brian Flores was loved in Miami.
Yeah, they loved him.
Did he love it?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah.
He just didn't like ownership.
Who? The people who own the team?
Yeah.
So I don't think he liked it. If you don't like who owns the business you work for,
well, he didn't
you
like
don't
it
like
until the
it.
last year where they pushed him out.
Has he ever said anything about the Wilfs? I think he likes it here.
Yeah, because they're never around.
He said he likes it here. No, they're active.
That's a good owner.
They're around.
That's a good
Keep
owner.
going. I get it.
Doc, you as somebody who's talented understands a good owner puts good people in place to handle your business, so you can just show up and be like, "Hey, we won again? No shit, crazy."
Man, I'm really fumbling this.
Woo!
Here's the thing. So the Vikings have
Hang on.
already come out saying that they have mutual interest with Daniel Jones to extend another year.
Woo!
So
You know why? Because Daniel Jones is going to be the quarterback's coach in 3
The
years.
practice squad.
Yes.
Practice squad QB coach. Let's go.
Imagine having a quarterback room so vast that you have a former first-round draft pick as your scout team.
the point is they're going to deal JJ McCarthy. You gotta accept that.
I don't think they do because they understand that they are going to franchise Sam. He's going to love it because he's going to go somewhere after 2 years. 1 year's a fluke. 2 years is consistency. He's going to go with 2 years of consistently winning 13 games because we'll go back to the NFC Championship again next year after we're on the return tour from the Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
But after that, whatever happens that year, Sam's going to cash out either way. And then and only then will this Rolls Royce of a championship caliber squad be turned over to JJ to dominate and to drag his nuts over the forehead of everyone else in this league for the next 2 decades.
I think you hit the water a little too hard.
I think
earlier.
Jordan Love's shaking in his boots. I'm just kidding. That was directed immediately at you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
You've hit that water
I'm angry at Jared
way
Goff.
too many times for you to have any kind of coherence.
That is Celsius.
Brandon.
That's my problem.
So what do you accept for JJ McCarthy if you think we trade him? What do you accept as GM of the Vikings?
As GM of the Vikings, I think I
2 firsts.
I'm looking for a running back or defensive player.
See, we need draft picks is the thing. We have like 3 or 4 draft picks next year, and that's it. We have cap space, but no draft picks.
I think you get like a 2 and a 4 maybe.
2's a running back.
Really?
We'll keep him on a 3-year
For a
deal.
10th overall
So.
pick who hasn't played, who's got nothing but praise. I feel like the unknown.
No,
I feel like
be
the
honest,
unknown
though.
factor of this plays in his
Well,
favor.
let's look at what he did in college. Did he win it all?
He sure did.
He did.
Yeah,
His
absolutely.
running game did for sure.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
mean
good
the
game manager.
defense and his running game.
Well, not like
So-
And Harbaugh.
NFL teams. Do they still have running backs?
I watched that championship game, and I was like, I don't want either of these guys to be my quarterback.
Have the Vikings ever had successful seasons because we had a good running game?
Sodie, the running back position has been devalued.
When Brett Favre was a Viking, who was our running back?
You're not getting multiple first-round picks for this guy.
No, but I'm just...
We would get one.
What I'm saying is
You're
J.J.
lucky
McCarthy's
if
a
you get one.
talented
He's
quarterback.
had 2 knee surgeries.
He's talented.
Thank you. Yeah, no, the problem, Sodie, you're not understanding because you're just fanboying right now.
Yeah.
Is J.J. McCarthy has a knee problem. Like it or not, he had surgery on his knee. He's going to have a second surgery on his knee.
Adrian had surgery on his knee. How did he do? I believe he got the rushing title the year after, right?
So now J.J. McCarthy is Adrian Peterson.
No, but I don't think a knee injury is enough to condemn a career. Alex Smith would never walk again at one point. Alex Smith's leg was blown apart. Let's bring it back to a skinny white boy quarterback, not a freak of nature like Adrian.
May I?
He came back and he did extraordinary things, did he not?
May I?
He did, because for a guy who had one leg, you're absolutely right.
But Alex,
you know what?
And Alex Smith also showed that he did it in the league before. J.J. McCarthy's never shown it. He's never
had an opportunity.
He's won one national championship off the back of a defense, running back, and head coach.
You guys hired somebody new. He showed up sick the first day, and when someone says, "What do you think of the new guy?" He said he sucks. He'll never make it.
I'd fire him.
Yeah, and that
because he slipped on a patch of ice and tore his ACL.
Absolutely.
He was going to be early for work.
He's gone.
He was going to be early.
He's gone.
May I?
Oh my God.
May I please? Sodie, I'm with you on this. I think zero team is concerned even a little bit about any knee issues for the future for him.
But do you not think that those
teams
are going to use that
They
as a
don't care?
Sure. Okay.
I think
Brandon,
every
that's a good
NFL
point.
team has
they
a
could use
budget in
that.
place to hire a doctor to check out his knee. And I bet those doctors are the same ones who said, I'm glad he had a second surgery to clear up that scar tissue.
Brandon is correct. They might use that to try to
It
give
makes
less
it
in a
more
trade.
free promotion.
But no, that is a long-term concern for no one.
The question at hand
no one.
was, what do you get for him? No team is going to give up a first-round pick for him because of the knee surgery.
Super disagree.
So how about
he would
this?
go for
I will say this. I
don't want to, but a team would give up a first.
Look, I won't say a team will give up a first for him. I will say the Vikings value him high enough where they won't give him up for anything less than. Is that easier to swallow for everyone else?
And I wouldn't either.
Okay. I don't think the Vikings value him any less than a first. We won't give him up for a second or anything less.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we trade him, it will be for a top 10 first-round pick.
It would have to be.
It wouldn't be for
Other than that, he's on the roster.
But that
I guarantee
won't happen.
you.
It would have to.
So he's
be.
on the roster because that won't happen.
Well, no, Brandon said he's getting traded.
Yes,
Brandon said he's getting traded.
And
You're not getting a top 10 pick for him.
Okay,
No.
so hang on.
You are getting multiple draft picks over the course of years. That is what you're going to.
I don't think the Vikings give him up for anything. If there's not a first involved in that package, it doesn't happen.
This Schefter tweet suggests the opposite, saying he would be considered the top quarterback in this draft, which is absolutely worth a top 10 pick.
And if you're considering top people that are available, that people are willing to deal, I don't see a single quarterback more available other than Watson than him.
I also want to stick to my point here. I don't think any team is concerned about long-term knee health for this guy.
I think the other GMs are glad he didn't have a chance to prove himself in Minnesota because that's the only thing that doesn't keep him more Velcroed here.
He's 20 and he's going to be he had the correct surgery for a longer career in the NFL.
Last time he was a starting quarterback for a whole season, he won a natty.
Boom. What are you looking up, Doc?
I was just looking up the validity of these rumors. It's not happening. He's not
looking
being
at
traded.
pictures of J.J. McCarthy.
And I think everything we talked about plays into him not getting traded. The Vikings value him minimum for a top 10 pick, but
Like
also probably wouldn't do that either way.
Like any person that drafts, like me, drafts Sam Laporta, you think he's more valuable than everybody else. And I think the Vikings see that in JJ. I think Kevin O'Connell sees more value in JJ than everyone else. That's why Kevin told his ownership, we need to make the push for this man. I don't think if we didn't see him more valuable than everyone else, he wouldn't be on our team. Other people would have made the move. We value him. That's why he's here. He's not going to leave for pennies on the dollar just because he had 2 knee surgeries.
Even though we apparently value Drake May more.
How old is he?
20, 21 now, 22. I don't know. He's young.
Okay.
He's
so
young.
let's turn back the clock to the beginning of the offseason last year, and we can all agree Sam Darnold at that time, every team was out to get him because he was going to take him to a 14-2 season. So we can all agree on that, right?
Damn right.
What?
Because that was the thought process last year at this time going into the offseason with Sam.
He's
Darnold.
saying shit changes.
No, we
saying
we
shit
drafted
changes,
Sam as a
and
safety
the
valve. JJ
Yes.
was the plan.
You drafted him.
I'm sorry. We signed him. Sorry. We signed Sam as a safety precaution, right? Somebody who can play football. He's been in multiple teams. JJ was our plan. That didn't work this year. So Darnold got to cut loose. And guess what? It proved to me that when JJ decides to step into the system, he's going to be if not more successful than Darnold, I believe.
I think you guys signed Sam Darnold last year for $10 million.
Did you think he was going to do this good?
This good? No. I
Nobody
expected
did.
him to start at least the first
system
4
is why.
games.
I don't think JJ is.
Let him talk.
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying.
amped up.
I'm just saying the expectation probably going into the season was Darnold was going to start as your starter, and then as soon as he melted down, you'd put JJ in.
Yeah, week 6. Yeah, week 6 was the over/under, I think.
And that's why I think Darnold's been able to be so good because he doesn't have he's not looking in the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Do you want me to
He's
whip
the
this
guy.
thing out and agree with you?
No, I'm
We can
just
show
saying.
each other our wieners.
We've said this is why I was glad the knee injury. Like,
Brandon, do I still got you on the screen? We're showing
do,
we're showing
but
we're showing wieners. Just kidding. We're wrapping up. We're wrapping up.
Here's the thing.
Yep. Go, Brandon.
At this point, why? Why in the world would you hold on to J.J. McCarthy when you have a prominent starter in Sam Darnold with KOC in a proven system that works? This
Because-
is the problem with the Minnesota Vikings.
I'll answer
They
it
do
first.
this all the time. They did it with Case Keenum. They did it with every other quarterback they've ever had. Is they devalue the quarterback that's getting them there. They devalue the relationship between the head coach and the quarterback that works, and then they think they're smarter than everyone else, and they fuck it up.
So regardless
But-
of if
but
it's
no,
only
this
one
is where-
season,
this is where I disagree.
money, and that's why. Money. How much does JJ cost?
money, honey.
How much does
Right now,
JJ
he
cost
doesn't
us
cost
every
anything.
year? Third year on his contract, he will start for us. How much does he cost us? $1 million, 2, 3, 4?
No, he's like
Yeah,
he's
sure.
like 10 million or something.
Okay.
But again,
Yeah, it's fine.
do you want a dynasty or do you just want to fill in every few years?
I agree with Brandon.
I don't want
agree
to
with
tie
Bra-
myself to
I agree
a
with the
Patrick
sentiment.
Mahomes contract.
I
don't
agree
want to
with
do
the
that.
sentiment, but
When he's 30 and they can't afford an old
so
lineman.
Brandon, are you convinced this is a Sam Darnold the Vikes would get next year too? Because I
Yes.
kind of am.
I think
you stick it in the season. It's in the system. It works.
if the Vikings if Kwesi is so great, I'm sure this is what they should do. Sam Darnold should get the Baker Mayfield contract where it's 4 years, $100 million.
Yes. 100%.
50 to 80 million of it's guaranteed.
100%.
In the 3 years, but yes.
No, well, it's
Coaching
4,
contract after.
I thought he's.
I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure
he signed
it's
the 3.
I want him
Okay,
on the
maybe you're
staff.
right.
I want
don't
him
know.
on the staff forever.
But you sign him to a 4-year deal,
Yeah.
guarantee half of it, and then he's here. You develop JJ like the Packers always do.
3 or 100 mil for Baker.
3.
Yeah, I think he had 1 year left on whatever. I don't know, but yeah,
But that's what you should do.
that's what I said. Yes.
But yeah, if they blow the contract out of the water for Sam, then you guys just can't. You're not going to be able to do anything
Right.
else.
You hope he takes a discount but that's the thing. A team's going to be willing to maybe give him close 50. Because
I don't think so. I think he's still 30 to 40 million.
You think he'll take a slight discount to stay in the situation?
Unless you guys truly just have a postseason you've never had before,
Sure, right.
then yeah, his value
Yeah.
keeps going up.
Notwithstanding, correct.
Can
Thank you.
I take
Yeah.
2 minutes real quick?
Absolutely.
Doc, I want you to close your eyes, or figuratively. You're Sam Darnold, right? You had a successful college career. You were mismanaged.
Your uncle is a Marlboro man.
You went to work for a couple companies that didn't know how to use you. They thought you were going to be great at X, Y, and Z when they didn't see what you were good at and put you in the position to succeed. 3 different companies, or 4. How many did Sam play for before us?
Jets, Panthers.
I think you have a
Niners.
coach that says, I'm going to make the best out of what I've got. Not, I'm going to build a system that is the Vikings, and I'm going to find players that fit that. I don't think that works anymore. Nowadays, you need to tailor your offense around the characters, the emotions, and the kids. They are kids. We're 30 years old. These are children compared to what we are. It's tougher to look at now, but I think Kevin understands it's a different generation of people. You need to tell Sam. I bet he told him before the season even started, this is your team either way. And when the knee went out on McCarthy, he said, now you just get to set whatever bridle you had still in your pocket down and just ride, young man. Ride that horse all the way to freaking.
I think I know where you're going with this. Right? Like, do you stay somewhere that it's worked for me and where I feel valued and I'm getting good coaching? or do I leave for more money?
I left for
I
more money.
absolutely leave for more money when it's guaranteed money.
I stay
I
where
left for more money.
I stay where I'm loved and appreciated, and I feel like I can contribute the most.
No.
I was very much loved and very much appreciated. I left for more money.
Are you guys happy at home?
Yeah.
But you're talking about like this is guaranteed.
Yes,
It doesn't
exactly.
matter what happens. I'm getting this money no
Yeah.
matter what.
Like you're playing football another few years, and then you got the rest of your life.
I think Sam Darnold
More
has
More
more
money.
to him. I think he's made more money than he ever planned on. And I think Sam Darnold right now wants to prove to everyone, including himself, that it matters where you go.
Well,
It matters who you're with. It matters who around you more than what people say about you. Because everyone said everything in the world about Sam Darnold, right?
Everything.
And what has he done? Listened to zero of it, and he showed up and let his play do the
He
talking.
dusted it out.
well, yeah, he just did it. I mean, he's loved.
He
He blacked out.
Can you imagine where we had to talk about the Packers with their record and the Lions and this record? And then we had to tell Sam, by the way, we need you to compete for the first seed that same year. What a task for this young man. But he's went into every week with a clear head
I
and a
think
full
we can
heart.
all very much agree that Sam Darnold is amazing and the best quarterback
I had
in
to
the
do clear head,
and
full
at
heart.
least the best
Don't
quarterback
give
in
me shit about clear head full
He's
heart.
at least the best quarterback
Every
in the
good
division.
coach has clear
I'm
head
glad
full
we
heart
can all
somewhere in
agree.
their
Sam
arsenal.
Darnold, best quarterback in the division. Guys, thanks so much
It's not
for
clear
listening.
head. It's clear eyes, full heart. Can't lose.
No clear head.
There you
You
go.
can have red eyes and play good football. That's
No,
first.
God, football in Texas, baby.
Faith,
Hey,
family,
man.
fairway.
Hey, the man, trade JJ, get the draft pick.
Brandon, what are you doing here?
So thanks, guys.
I understand you guys want JJ on the market because he would look great in green and gold.